The Shark Deck.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. This week we are doing 2 episodes a day with news and gossip in the morning and a bonus coronation-themed episode in the afternoon. The gossip mill is full this morning. King Charles has enough troublesome family members, but now it's Princess Anne making waves. In an interview, she commented on the slimmed-down monarchy, saying, "It doesn't sound like a good idea from where I'm standing. I think the slimmed-down monarchy was set in a day when there were a few more people around to make that seem like a justifiable comment. It changes a bit. I mean, it doesn't sound like a good idea from where I'm standing. I have to say I'm not quite sure what else, we can do." Anne was asked if there are any conversations about relevance, and she replied, "There will be everywhere. It's not a conversation that I would necessarily have. I think it's perfectly true that this is a moment where you need to have that discussion. But I would just underline that the monarchy provides with the Constitution a degree of long-term stability that is actually quite hard to come by any other way. As for what kind of king her brother will be, well, you know what you're getting because he's been practicing for a bit, and I don't think he'll change." One of the slimmed-down royals is Prince Harry, who will have to bow to Queen Camilla this weekend. Sky News anchor Kay Burley explained on her podcast, "Harry needs to have those conversations in private with his therapist. Now he is coming to the coronation. He will have to bow to Camilla. Any sideshow is just that." Kay spoke of meeting the new queen. Queen Camilla, who would have thought it? 30 years ago, we had this preconceived idea of an evil woman who had split up a fairy tale couple. She would never be Queen Camilla, we thought, because look what she had done. It took her a long time to change that. I didn't know what to expect of Camilla before I met her. She's turned out to be charming and disarming. I think she's beautiful. She tells good stories. Although I can't repeat them, she's down to earth, funny and warm. True Royalties Nick Bolland doesn't think Kate will bother with Harry this weekend, telling Us Weekly, "After Harry said so much about Kate in Spare and about Camilla, the extended family, his stepmother, his sister-in-law, none of them really feel the need to follow up with a conversation. And you can forget about ever hanging around with Meghan. You'd struggle to find pictures of them together. There was that moment at Wimbledon, and that's about it. They have no need to speak to each other." Tina Brown told LBC's Andrew Marr not to expect too much from the brothers either. They are totally estranged. I do not think there will be any contact between them at the coronation. I think that their relationship right now is on absolute ice. The longer Harry dwells on what happened in his life, the more he feels resentment against William because he feels, I think, that William was even more calculated, essentially in making him number 2, making him the spare, and feel like the spare at all times. So there's no contact between them, I'm told. I think Charles wants to have some kind of rapprochement, but I think it's going to take years. It never happened between George VI and the Duke of Windsor. It just got worse. One of the eye-opening headlines on Tuesday was a suggestion that Harry would be a no-show after all. The Mail on Sunday quoted an insider as saying, "Harry seems to be adopting a high-noon approach, making everyone sweat about his movements. While the royals are confident that he will show up, others involved are not quite so convinced." The working assumption now is that, assuming he does come, it could mean arriving as late as very early Saturday by private jet and leaving by late afternoon the same day. And if you need any proof that this really is just the crown in real time, how about this plot twist? Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie are hanging out with famous Meghan basher Piers Morgan. Piers has made no secret of his disdain for the Sussexes in recent years and even lost his job at ITV. The Mirror reports the pair were seen meeting up with Piers along with other celebrity pals, including chart-stopping singer James Blunt, at the Princess Royal pub in Notting Hill in London. A source told OK Magazine that Meghan and Harry are astonished that their cousins have gone behind their backs. After everything Piers has said about them as a couple, especially Meghan, who he's called so many names, Harry and Meghan are astonished that they've gone behind their backs. It will be interesting to see how Harry interacts with his cousins during the coronation. Piers is hoping the princesses go on his talk show and apparently have asked the king for permission, a second source tells OK. It won't be a Harry and Meghan-style interview because they have requested permission from the king, and the interview will portray the family in a very positive light. Eugenie and Beatrice are keen to put their side across and talk about their new lives. Palace Intrigue will be right back. Hey, I'd like to tell you about a new sponsor of ours just in time for the coronation, and that's ExpressVPN. Now, ExpressVPN is an app you use when you're online that creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so hackers can't steal your data. It's something you should always be using when you go online in public places like cafes, hotels, airports, basically anywhere that's not your network. But there's something else that's really cool about using a VPN. Have you ever tried to watch TV from a foreign country and it says, sorry, this content is only available to users within that country? Well, a VPN can give you access to almost every country in the world as if you were there. That means you can watch sporting events from around the world, local TV from another country, and here's the big thing, access to UK TV for the coronation. It's almost as good as being there. So all you do is fire up the app, go to your website of choice, and it's all there easy and quickly. ExpressVPN works on laptops, mobiles, any device. Secure your online data today and watch TV from around the world with ExpressVPN. Now go to expressvpn.com/palace and get 3 extra months free. That's expressvpn.com/palace, expressvpn.com/palace.
An important message from Blue Ridge Hospice. There may be several hospices now claiming to serve the area, but Blue Ridge Hospice is the only local hospice that has been serving here for 40-plus years, operates the only hospice inpatient care center, conducts the only community-wide grief and bereavement programs, offers a nationally recognized music therapy program in conjunction with Shenandoah University, outscores every other Virginia hospice in Medicare's quality scores, and so much more. Blue Ridge Hospice, the first, the best. Find out more at blueridgehospice.org.
The Guardian wrote about the TikTokers covering the coronation. The hashtag Prince Charles, yes, Prince Charles, has over 3.8 billion views on TikTok, while coronation has 350 million. 20-year-old Amanda Matter tells The Guardian, there's potential for the younger generation, Gen Z, to get really engaged with the royal family for potentially the first time here, being able to witness the pomp and pageantry where the monarchy shines for the first time. Of course, that's a double-edged sword, as people, particularly millennials and Gen Zers, are more willing to call out anything that they view as out of touch. Rosie Hart, 21, is a fashion historian and says, I've noticed a real divide in how people have responded to my coronation content, and a lot of this comes down to age. On Instagram, where her audiences are older on average, the response to coronation content has been more fascination and excitement. On TikTok, where her followers are mostly 16 to 25, the response has been far more critical, ranging from confusion to anger. Perez Hilton finds Harry and Meghan boring, he told Page Six. Honestly, they need to give up and move back to the UK. I feel like it's inevitable. I don't mean this is an insult, but they're both boring. The only thing that makes them interesting is the family, the UK, and all of that drama. In America, she and he are not royals to us. They're just celebrities and they have to play by the rules of celebrity, Hilton added. You have to work at it to maintain celebrity because the only way to monetize your celebrity is to maximize it and feed the machine. I don't dislike them, but I don't like them either. I respect what it all boils down to, which is Harry never liked being the spare. I get that. He never wanted to play by the palace rules. I get that. He was a grown man and wanted to make his own decisions, and he wasn't allowed to do that under the system he was in. So that's why I do feel like he will ultimately end up moving back, because there will be some kind of compromise. Palace Intrigue remains on a modified schedule, with morning episodes with the latest news and gossip and afternoon episodes with details about the coronation, including who bows to who and which foreign royals are coming. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app of choice. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.
So you're at McDonald's and you get your bag and you open your bag, you want to grab a couple of fries or something, and there's $5,000 in it. Yeah, this happened to one guy. Hi, I'm Johnny Mac, host of 5 Good News Stories. He gave the money back, don't worry. If you want to start your day with a smile twice a week, I've got 5 good news stories for you. For example, there's an airline for dogs. Or what about the woman in her 80s who just released her debut album? How about the dude who found 150 corn on the cobs under his floorboards? Is corn on the cobs even the way you say that? Who cares? And yes, that was a pony at the supermarket. 5 good news stories, the number 5 good news stories, 5 good news stories, the number 5 good news stories, wherever you get your podcasts.